Hey cuties, welcome back! Today we'll be finishing episodes 5 and 6, I believe, of the chapters 14 from Tokyo Afterschool Summoners. Let's go ahead and hop right in. As usual, let me know if there's any weird sound issues, hopefully not, but other than that, let's go ahead and see what this quest is all about. Right, Show Must Go On Part 1. But before we begin, let's just do a quick recap. So as we saw from our first playthrough, we caused an exception between Kirito, Bigfoot, and ourselves, and we got sent into like the Netherrealm or some shit like that, where everyone's roles are lost. In addition to that, it seems that Christine's goal was to meet up with Solomon, and Overlord seems to have the ability to kind of fuck people off into that chat realm. And it seems that Tianzin, in the more recent episode, has been holding off the forces along with the missionaries and Taishakutin in the Gurus to actually prevent the advance of both the Rule Makers and invaders. And by doing that, he did some sort of guild collision thing by partying. I don't know, it's not quite clear yet. Also, yo, welcome, Hinchan. But yeah, honestly, yesterday's episode, there wasn't too much that was made clear. We got to meet Quantum a bit. Apparently, people from Utopia can access radio waves, so we had our phone, and we can peer into there. We haven't actually seen anything yet. Oh yeah, and apparently after holding off Beowulf from the Game Masters, Alhuramaza came and is about to face off Beowulf, I believe. So we'll just see how that turns out now. Oh yeah, and apparently Oscar and Loki, I think it's just Oscar, but he wants Loki to be there too, wants to meet up with Solomon, most likely, I believe. Okay, let's do this. So welcome, Audio Iro. Good to see you as usual. And Azinu. Once upon a time, in a certain world, in a certain land, there ruled an omniscient king who served an all-knowing, all-powerful god. Omniscient... Okay, so is it like Solomon's serving what's called the Abrahamic god? I actually don't know Solomon's deal other than supposedly he is related to Solomon's key, which is related to Gehenna. But yeah, let's just keep reading. And by the hand of the Archangel Michael, who served the same god, this king was given a ring used to establish a pact with a familiar. The name of this omniscient king was Solomon, and they say he could hear the voice of the true god of all creation, and lived his whole life in accordance with that, with what this voice told him. I suppose he was a prophet of some kind. He was a proxy for God, and so first name drop of the god. And so he built a millennial metropolis that he presided over, fulfilling that role to a T. Some say that metropolis is the one and only thing that the omniscient king ever built, however. He never once performed a good deed toward any individual in his care, yet when an individual is conspired and engaged in wicked activities, he would look the other way. All he ever did was watch history progress before his eyes, watch human bonds form and unfurl from his throne. People began to wonder why a supposedly all-knowing king would take such a hands-off approach. What could be going through his mind? His subjects certainly weren't all-knowing, so they clearly couldn't have had any answer to this. See, the concepts of good and evil that humans are able to distinguish represent only a small slice of a larger whole. Imagine, if you will, a human has a pet chimpanzee diagnosed with a fatal tumor, and elects to have it surgically removed. So he's a spectator. It seems that's the role he was taking in this game as well, yeah. This tumor, if left untended, is statistically likely to cause an outbreak with a very high mortality rate within 1 year's time. From the chimpanzee's perspective, the human attacking it with a surgical knife is in the wrong, but not so to the human. There is not a significant evolutionary difference between the two, yet the gap in their intelligence and reasoning is enormous. The chimpanzee does not comprehend statistical probabilities and cannot envision outside perspectives. The big picture is lost. The same cannot be said for us. Humans won't simply accept the morality judgment of a superhuman superintelligence. That's why faith in the greater deeds of the all-knowing King Solomon took many forms and the many worlds to which it spread. So Solomon has many interpretations then, across different worlds. In the other world of Mid-Earth, for example, King Solomon's legacy is largely centered on the treasure sword he once bore. And the origin of the design used for his summoning emblem, which seals away a genie of sorts within, stems from his ring. There are also tales from the far east of this world that claim a descendant of this all-knowing king once washed ashore there. He was taken in by a family named Mononobe? Oh, so that's a connection. And quietly passed down both his blood and his summoning emblem from a little corner of that family tree, all the way to the present day. In a certain very real genetic sense, that Solomon, that Housamo Mononobe, was like a father to us child prodigies. So he's kind of representing his ancestor then? Joe strokes the gray hairs he inherited from his father, and for a moment, his eyelids quiver. Oh, that's where he got it from? I guess that makes sense. An exception, but also a watcher, observing the game from outside Tokyo all this time. Since exceptions are beings disallowed from existing within Tokyo. Which is why Solomon, unable to be a part of this world, observed it from the inside through a terminal named Housamo Mononobe. He could not interfere with the going-ons here directly, so he left it to another to see this game through. But now that the entertainers and rule makers have forged this alliance, that's all changed. The all-knowing king has descended. And the constraints that bind him are highly unusual. Curran, the guildmaster of the rule makers. Can't say that I don't at least partially understand what she's thinking. I am, after all, a prodigy of the same upbringing, with roughly equivalent intellect. We share the base tactic of accumulating and disseminating vast quantities of data and making future assessment based upon it. Yet even knowing that, I cannot presently determine what the Yorkshire Guild hopes to accomplish here. It seems they want to meet him, but I'm not sure what ends. Their professed goal is to make the game more entertaining, but how exactly does this stand to accomplish that? Fully acknowledge that their guildmaster is a genius in at least the literary sense. But he is nonetheless still human. Granted, the gap in intellect between him and us is not surmountable.
But this isn't a question of intellect, is it? So then, what is it a question of, duo?
That is the question, isn't it?
Those entertainers have seen things we cannot. Even standing in the same field as the players looking at the game from the midst of it all this time. Meanwhile, they've been seeing everything from behind the scenes. We can only assume they've seen some things backstage that are never visible to us, no? And if that's the case, then the one person closest to that for us would be you, would it not? Since you've been a spare tire, watching the whole game unfold from somewhere in the back.
I know what you're getting at, Berto, and I'll do what I can.
Brilliant! I'll have my terminal, Ray, continue looking into the matter. If your terminal R19 learns anything, let me know.
Rare duo 5-star art. And with that, Duo resumes his pondering, forming meaningful connections between one point and another again and again. August pants heavily as he tries desperately to shake off the pursuing entertainers. Two wards separate Yorksho and Chiyoda ward from Arakawa ward, including Taito. But if he can just cross from one to the other, he should be safely able to hide himself, like always.
The question is, once I've rejoined my wanderer companions, what do I do with this?
August looks down at your arm, holding your sword, which he's been clutching firmly to his chest the entire time he's been running. The arm is still warm, seemingly still alive. It really feels as though blood is still pumping through it, just as it always does. It's hard to say if it would be better to take it to a doctor or to a specialist researcher.
What's become of him since his disappearance? What's become of Marathon? I don't understand any of what's going on. What are those blasted entertainers planning? Oh, you seem like you're in quite the pickle. What the? Where the bloody hell did you come from? My apologies for starting you, August. You don't strike me as an enemy, but how do you know my name? I can't say I know yours. Let's just say we're connected to a friend of a friend. Or a friend of one of my peoples.
Is August familiar with anyone? August's connection is primarily just Shigata and Kenta. I don't really think he knows anyone else, to be honest. Is Shigata friends with anyone from the Gurus? I don't know, really. Can't really think of any. Pardon. Hanuman and Naja and Echo is there, surprisingly, and Sanakumara.
Well, you know what they say, 6 degrees of separation and all that. That's all it takes to connect any two people in this world.
Wait, that's his connection? Wait, that's a very long connection. So he's connected to Echo, yeah, but isn't that from the time slip thing? Maybe they're connected here just through, like, coincidence as well. He's connected through Echo. Who are the other two? I know there's Sanakumara. I don't even know. I'm already lost. What is that series of connections?
Okay. What do you say, old geezer? So, why are you here? You come to save a stranger you never met? Oh, no. Here in Tokyo, there's nothing of any greater value than I am capable of achieving. I just came to invite you to a big party is all. A party? Whatever it is you're struggling with it at this moment, I'm sure it can be solved with a little help from an outside perspective. Conversely, anything others are dealing with, you and yours might be able to solve it just as easily. That's just human nature.
For this, Tenzin hands August a handwritten invitation.
So, give it a think, will you? You're on a list of invitees, and we'd be glad to have you there. And how about you, little one? Would you be interested in coming to the party as well?
Wait! You can see me, mister!
And so he's following our arm, I guess, because it has a ring.
Yeah, of course I can. My ability to make connections with anyone I come across is really my own saving grace. Connect 2 points and you get a line. And as the line continues to extend, it often leads to unexpected places. Anyway, I have more people to invite, so I'll be on my way. Hope to see you two again, though.
Or is that supposed to be a ta-ta?
Did he just vanish?
Huh? Oh, wait! Is that Father's?
So someone chases after August as if being dragged by the piece of you he carries in his arms. Meanwhile, August looks over the invitation and a particular guild name stands out to him.
I've heard of these blokes before. They specialize in biology and medicine, if I'm not mistaken.
So it's gonna be the Beast Tamers, I believe. I was thinking it would be a good fit based on what he was describing he'd be looking for, but we'll see. He quickly takes out his phone and begins establishing an outside connection.
Hello? Listen, I'm changing our rendezvous point. Also, do any of you happen to know anyone from Ueno Beast Tamers? Or have a friend of a friend there, maybe? This is my swamp!
Various Ueno Beast Tamer members, including Lab, are bound and restrained by the Chuo Rule Makers soldiers. It's over. What I have here is a living piece of the remains you're after, and the forensic report to go with it.
Alright, listen up then. You recruits, you're to pass this along to a messenger. Tell Horace back at HQ to bring it himself. And be careful the Yorkshire Guild doesn't notice. Others are not. This is a direct order from Horace himself.
Is this like a defection thing then? Not necessarily defection, but just as usual with the other true guilds, there's usually conflict and different schemes that are not in the alignment with the whole guilds.
That's fine. Are we relieved then? If so, please release us immediately. Nothing doing. We've been ordered to transfer you all to another portal. Listen up, soldiers. We got beasts and tamas here. And it's when paired that their power is unleashed. So keep them separated. Sure know an awful lot about us. Hope they'll at least inform the others outside where they're taking us. Labe Olmai of the Uenabu Steamers. What are you mumbling about over there? What's this? A communications device. Confiscate and destroy it.
And so, regrettably, it seems the communication device Labe had in his possession was confiscated and destroyed.
Oh, then shouldn't we go to his rescue? What are we doing wasting time here?
No, there's no need to get so frazzled, my dear lizard. After all, what kind of beast doesn't have a backup plan?
What's wrong, Pazuzu?
Pazuzu lets out a small utterance of surprise at the information displayed on his screen. It seems our guildmaster is headed right into the thick of things, all by his lonesome.
Enemy raid! Repeat! Enemy raid! All hands, take defensive positions. Repeat, defensive positions! Facial analysis of the invader from camera footage complete. It seems we're up against the Ueno Guildmaster. Using past data to calculate his defensive capabilities. Everyone, focus your attacks on the areas marked for you.
I'll range board white button.
Wait, what's going on? It says he's been caught, but that conflicts with data. Why is it so?
He just brought his cage with him.
Stop! I surrender! I give up! Ask me anything, I'll talk. Are you looking for the beast transients from Ueno? They were just escorted out not even that long ago. Forensic research was done on some biological samples, and they were all taken to HQ. It's true! You've got to believe me!
The attacking beast spots some shed fur on the ground that looks familiar to him and immediately snatches up, thrusting it in his mouth. That's a bit weird.
What the? It changed into a completely different beast in just a single moment!
With a vigor not unlike that of a bloodhound that caught the scent of its prey, the beast, or perhaps the young man, promptly scampers out of sight. Our guildmaster seems to have made his move once again. Perhaps he's found some intel on Labe and the others. You believe the Rule Makers has conflict on each other with disapproval? I mean, it's been made clear that at the very least, Horace and Gorkuru seems to disagree with the move to ally with the Entertainers. Ueno Guild member Pazuzu muses aloud to his companion as he confirms his guildmaster's location data on the app. But yeah, this operation here by the Rule Makers doesn't seem to be by the full Rule Makers, just by Horace.
Pazuzu, you bastard! You know about that too!
Yeah, he's got a listening device and a location tracker embedded in his collar.
What? Have you never heard of a little thing called privacy? You really are the worst!
Oh, you wound me, my dear lizard! This was all done for his own good, I assure you. Very much wants others to exert control over him, or more specifically, the part of himself over which he has no control. And well, in this particular case, it may just prove to be our ace in the hole against our enemies. If you were restricted merely to data points, even our most brilliant mind could hardly make heads or tails of anything.
Never mind all that, Pazuzu. We have to go save our guildmaster before it's too late.
Oh, my dear lizard, you do have a spot for humans, don't you? I'm actually a bit jealous.
What are you implying? It's because humans are so weak that we beasts have no choice but to...
No. There's no need for the blown gasket. The biggest concern here is mostly in regards to rushing in without a plan.
We don't need a plan. I, Hastur, am powerful enough to take them all on and...
You must understand, my dear lizard, that they will not hesitate to leverage our Goldmaster, and Labe, and the others as well. And so you see, this is why you have little recourse but to accept me as your tamer. Don't forget that. My sacred artifact alone can't keep everyone safe after all. So shall we have a closer look at the situation then? Now, our primary portals, the Ueno Academy Research Institute and the Ueno Therian Manor, have fallen into enemy hands. When this happens, Labe and the others were split up and taken away by the Rule Makers. Our enemies, the Chill Rule Makers, have also joined forces with the Ryukachu Entertainers. And given that we haven't seen any big moves like this during clashes with the Rule Makers and Invaders, I think it's safe to conclude these rash actions on the part of the Rule Makers stem from this alliance. That actually does make sense. The Rule Makers have been very patient and not doing anything, so the time to act most likely was just being very pushy with the Entertainers. The only ones among us to remain free at this time are you and I, Esther, since we were engaged in our dealings with the outlaws. As well as Yuma, the illustrious guildmaster of our beloved Ueno Beast Tamers. And even if we were to gather up all the stragglers we could find, it's quite clear we wouldn't be able to measure up. The cutest shapeshifter? Don't let Alp hear that. On the other hand, our enemy has a tremendous force behind them and exhaustive knowledge of us. So in the short term, even if we would be able to somehow catch them by surprise... Nero laughs at him, Boogeyman! Boogeyman! They'd be quick to catch on and take countermeasures, and we'd be left frozen in our tracks. We are, after all, not just fighting the Rule Makers here, but their new and, unfortunately, very powerful allies. But the thing about powerful alliances like this is, there's sure to be at least a bit of lingering mistrust and doubt. Yeah, as is the case, of course. The portal Yuma surprise attack, for example, evidently had only Rule Makers stationed there. So perhaps our enemy is not quite the monoliths we've taken them for, and perhaps we can take advantage of that. That's the situation as I see it. So the question is, what can we do with this hand we've been dealt with? The first thing is to determine what to do about the portals we lost. We certainly can't just loiter outside forever. The fact that Labe's contingent has been taken elsewhere suggests our enemy considers them valuable in some regard, which means their lives shouldn't be in danger at the very least. We may consider deprioritizing their rescue a bit. And that would leave us with the question of how to escape the Rule Makers with our guildmaster in tow.
Oh, wait! Pazuzu! My yellow seals are reacting to someone. Hey! You there! Show yourself!
Astur senses the presence of an intruder within the sealed area of his domain and calls out to whoever it might be.
Huh? Hold up now. I'm not your enemy.
You did catch us by surprise, however. Where did he even come from?
Sorry about that. I didn't mean to startle anybody. It's just... I came to invite you to a big party, you see. That's all.
Alright, it's part 1. Let's check out. Oh, there's a battle. Show must go on part 2. It is going to feature a white man. Oh my god, it's Boogeyman! And Nyala and some weird wall subject thing that's Valiant. And a bunch of these live streamers. Let's go ahead and debuild for this. Or not, it's scripted. Check out the skills. Okay, what am I doing? None of them have Evo, so it should be the same. Well, anyways, let's see their limit break bubble. Yeah, okay, it's fine. Predetermined battle, most likely. Or at the very least, like, easy as fuck and very difficult to lose. Brilliant, well, everyone's favorite character in this game. Taito Ward, Ueno Academy. A headquarters for biological research into transience here in Tokyo, where Therians gather in large numbers. The researchers in charge here, and the guard dogs who protect them, make up the Ueno Guild, known as the Beast Tamers. In some respects, they're more knowledgeable about transience than even the world representatives. Their primary wish is to achieve what they could not in their home worlds, to gain control over the rules. The majority of them wielded these powers haphazardly in their homelands, and harmed others with them in the process. So here in this guild, by matching up with others who can help keep them in check, we hope to learn better focus in handling for these rules. To this end, each member of the Beast Tamers is assigned a new preliminary role as either Beast or Tamer. And though the combination of roles from both Beast and Tamer, it's true for them rather, the wild and uncontrollable nature of these powers is just barely kept in check. It is unto this unique guild that a single human named Yuma came to dwell. Though that name is not the one he was given from birth, but rather one assigned to him as a Ueno Academy Researcher Institute member. It's a play on the initialism Uma, meaning unidentified mysterious animal. Basically, a more official term for a cryptid. Rooting it as an acronym, it can be pronounced as Yuma. And as the Ueno Beast Tamers Guildmaster, this is what Yuma thinks of himself. He believes he was always meant to be born as a Therian, not as a human. Just taking that as a serious backstory is kind of funny. Given there's some people in real life that are that delulu. Yet the physical body he was born with is unquestionably that of a human, and those who encounter him invariably see him as human. In one loop, the MC was an Alps tamer. I don't remember that, but I'm guessing it's Halloween Police. Didn't read that yet, it's not translated. So. Avoid any untranslated talk.
Right. We have arrived at our next destination. Look live, newbie!
Oh, wait just a moment, Barong. I'm not quite ready. My heart's not yet in it. I'm just not sure if this is alright, nor even what would be alright. I don't feel like there's anything I can do at all.
A big stage that is this world can't wait around for you forever, newbie. Anyone at any time could hear that spotlight clunk and find himself standing up there, expected to perform. But without rules being assigned to us beforehand, all we can do when that happens is to keep on dancing. And would you look at that? We seem to have Mr. Q. The crowd's going wild without us.
I swear I've seen that person before.
Awaken, beast within, Wolfman of San Salvador.
Oh, he is actually fighting right now.
I see, you're strong. You're very strong. To lash out so viciously by yourself, it's hard to even believe you're human. You're the guildmaster of the Ueno Beast Tamers, Yuma, no? You're struggling so desperate to save your companions, if only to prove yourself that you're a companion to them. But that desperation is merely the flip side of a fierce coin, and we aim to detail the full story to you. You're tip.
You got to go, stage setter. Let's get this bad music on the turntable, yo.
Huh. Well, they have schemed. Music begins to play, accompanied by scenes of some other place emanating from a projector. This new setting almost seems to be overriding the current reality. Is this Oscar's ability? He's not here, though. Because I don't think it's Murals or against Alchemists. Beast Tamers.
Yuma, what the hell are you doing in a place like this? This is not a place where humans should ever come.
The location in question is Ueno Academy's anti-biohazard low-temperature research facility, where potentially dangerous biological samples are stored in isolation. The temperature gauge on the wall shows a skin-numbingly cold reading of several dozen degrees below zero. A temperature like this is of little concern to most Therians possessing a thick coat of fur, but for humans, there's a very clear and present danger here.
Friend, working with you, the guild, will help you with your experiments. Damn it. I'm telling you to cut the crap. That pathetic human constitution is going to get you killed here.
My, with such a harsh reprimand, I don't think you're actually worried about him, my dear lizard.
Pazuzu! What kind of nonsense are they spewing after appearing out in thin air? Like hell I still would worry about a human. Hey, why do you look like you're about to cry?
My dear lizard, are you not also inclined to hibernate in this cold? I can keep you warm with my fluffy fur if you'd like.
How many times do I have to tell you I'm not a freaking lizard? That kind of environment is no problem for me.
If I use sacred artifact, I become fluffy too, just like you.
No, Guildmaster, I've told you many times. If you go berserk here, there are far too many dangerous things to contend with. Emo can use the sacred artifact to turn into an actual beast, but he has yet to find a tamer within the guild who can keep his runaway power in check when he does. Or perhaps it would be more accurate to say, the Oeno Guild's research has yet to uncover the true form of Yuma's rule. So just behave yourself and leave.
Guildmaster! Yuma?
This is... No! Stop! Stop!
But the image continues to expand, with the next scene setting fully materializing the projector. No matter how many tests are applied, they always show that the body given to Yuma is that of a human. But that doesn't change what he knows to be true. He is not human but Therian. It's very hard to take seriously. I mean, I know Yuma is, like, fine. His backstory is fine, but just, like, in the context of real-life people being like this, it's a bit much. That realization in and of itself, however, is enough to cause Yuma great pain. And that pain just gets worse with time. He knows that something about him is not right. Somehow, something about him is just off. Yuma continues to struggle with his own identity, find any modicum of proof as to who he really is. He knows one thing, though, for sure. He loves everyone associated with the Uena Guild. He knows one thing, though, for sure. He loves everyone associated with the Uena Guild. It's a bit, I don't know if that's intentional, but... okay. He wants to be there for them, but he has no idea what he can do. No idea how he can help. Someone, he thinks. Someone, please tell me. Tell me who I am. Tell me what I am. But no one around him understands what he's feeling. No one around him can help him quell these thoughts. Not a single person. Okay, I'm pretty sure whatever this was here, that's just a mistaken translation. That's a bit weird. I haven't seen something like that in a while. And with the same song and dance occurring time and again, Yuma finally decides to make a cage for himself and close himself inside. It's the only thing he can think of to keep himself from going berserk, potentially hurting someone in the process. Occasions in which he leaves his cage are few and far between, and seem to grow fewer and fewer as time goes on. So few now, in fact, that can be counted with one's fingers. And along with those, formerly regular occasions upon which he cries out from the rooftops that he is a Therian have also steadily decreased. Okay, but how did he become the beast, the guildmaster? I understand he belongs to them, but to become a guildmaster if you don't even have control of your senses is quite bizarre.
He became human. I think I may recognize him from somewhere. Back when I used to put on mini concerts as a solo underground idol, I believe I remember seeing him in the crowd.
Wrestler, Yuma, and Mage. Hello everyone. I hope you haven't been waiting too long. I'm Amdusius. Welcome to my live show. I know it may be laughable to think someone who looks like me could be an idol, but let me tell you, an idol is what I want to be, and I'll continue to plead my case on stage till it happens. So, cheer me on, won't you? Now, for my first song, I present to you Gehenna Idol number 1. Wait! Defection! Kudos. This is Azuzu and Hester.
Yeah, I have been waiting for you for real, human.
No, now, my dear lizard. I know you love that line, but it's not appropriate. I'll just make him think less of us again.
What? What are you talking about? Why?
What in the world? Who are they?
Wano Guild Biohazard Countermeasure Unit. Superior Officer Hastur at your service.
And I'm Pazuzu of the same. Seems our guildmaster has kept you in check, no?
Yeah, you bastards! Nobody make our Yuma cry and gets away with it. You'd better hang on your head in shame and cry tears of remorse right now, or I, Hastur, will wring them out of your eyes myself.
That's right, Hester. It's our time to shine. Yuma, do get behind us if you would. Tsundere lizard. All his actual affection and consideration is hidden within his enormous bulge. Okay, he's got permanent guts. Who cares about Yuma? Actually, never mind. He can get tenacity, but none of these guys will benefit from tenacity, I believe. Well, they have tenacity strengthening. I don't think he has extend movement, but moving anyone else literally won't matter, I guess. Alright, so let's move him forward to tenacity strengthening. He's feared. Okay, so he can't get tenacity again. Well, that sucks. How about that, I think he maybe failed. I think he might have failed to apply. Let me see. Maybe everyone else has it. Position strengthening, charm resistance, dazzle resistance, tenacity strengthening, field poison strengthening. I think he failed to remove his debuff mitigation. The one thing Pazuzu is good for. Damn it. Alright, let's go ahead and do this. Yeah, it's not the best place to be getting denied shit when these debuffs do seem pretty fucking extreme. That's fine. Well, he seriously charmed Hester right when he was about to get his stupid shit. Whatever. Let's go, Pazuzu Gaming. He removed it by himself. Okay, sure, it's good. Whatever. He was charmed till a second ago. I don't know how he removed it. It was Pazuzu or some shit.
お疲れ様だよ。俺の可愛いトカゲちゃん。怪我はないか診察しようね。
In the name of Astur, the Yellow King, I beseech thee, plague, pestilence, poison, and drought! Swarm now to where my hazard mark beacons. Swarm and devour. Yellow Kings, sign!
Poison wind, plagues of locusts, and all other disasters foul. I summon you true in the name of Pazuzu. Sky Scourge Exorcism.
Of all the scoundrels I could possibly run into, I'd have to be near the last tip of the old ones.
An old friend from your hometown, Hester. I dare say he doesn't seem very keen on reminiscing.
Oh, this guy's worse than any past arch rival of mine. Let's just say this is someone I'd love to tear limb from limb. Look at him putting on airs. I bet he even wore that yellow outfit just to spite me.
Oh, I see. Putting on airs is like putting on a mask. But wait, your last tip, was it? I seem to recall hearing that name listed in the list of surviving members from the Ayama Guild. It's a rather distinctive thing too, so I'm absolutely certain it was on a list. Hester, can you explain this?
Your last tip has a multitude of different roles, so he lives multiple different lives. It's the same guy, but
Also not. I see, so there's a Neolaptotip among the missionaries, but this is not him. Pins in here, Pookie. Yeah, he's here. He'd be forming alliances with everyone. Making connections with everyone.
They say he's got 1,009 faces, and is constantly swapping out roles and reinventing himself.
I thought it might be something like that. That is exactly the sort of character quirk the entertainers live for, too. I'm beginning to understand our enemy strikes more and more. Oh my, that was a close one. His approach isn't so different from Rouse and the ONO Beast Tamers, when you get right down to it. He merely hacks a system of role and rule pairings and uses it as best suits him. I see, so that's how he's able to even be in multiple guilds like that. It's all about adding and removing temporary roles, and that's what that mask is for too, no? Interesting. So he can only own multiple roles at the same time with each of his forms if he's wearing a different costume, is that it? It's the same trick he used to get under the Guildmaster's skin and trigger his beast transformation.
What are you talking about, Pazuzu? I can't follow what you're saying at all. Use your damn words and be clear about it, damn it.
Me in this entire game. It's proof of their existence. Or maybe non-existence. They've been spinning that old yarn since the beginning, haven't they? Guess they hit a sore spot. Oh, do you look at that? We're surrounded. When did that happen? Oh no, we're being surrounded by left-ears. Don't have your way with us and be forceful. Surely that sure wouldn't be possible to get away from this. If it were just us here, that is. Golden Gush and August. Huh. But we have reinforcements of our own. Hester? Smoke screen, please. When Golden Gotch makes his grand debut by stink a fart bomb.
They disappeared? Or did they?
The Ono Guild members suddenly vanished from screen, like they'd somehow burrowed deep in the ground in an instant without leaving a trace of their whereabouts behind. Where am I? Hey, it's alright, Yuma. No need to worry. You're able to get away without letting them catch our tails.
No! Like many others, still there. I have to go back. Have to save everyone. Have to.
I just realized Yuma has a speech impediment, not just in his animal form, but in his human form too. I thought he was just like freezing to death in the fridge, but no, he actually just sucks like that. Thank you, Yuma. You always have your think of your friends first. It's really quite wonderful. But I'm going to need you to cool those jets for the moment. There are things only you, only the Guildmaster, can do. They're the Arakawa Guild, the Wanderers. They saved you and us too. Now it's our turn to save them. Won't you take a moment and listen to what they have to say? Are they able to help with our dismembered arm? Maybe. Oh yeah, yeah, obviously. August wanted to connect with the Beast Tamers. He pretty much confirmed so earlier. No battle, show must go on, part 3. Did does anyone know if that one random pseudo event, not really thing, got translated about guild affiliations featuring Quantum and Tianzin? I don't think it's very likely they're gonna just re-release whatever that not event but scenario was. The Arakawa Wanderers, true to the name, are a gathering of wandering transients. They have no portal and are on the whole an extraneous guild with virtually no relevance to the game. Their members possess a wide variety of sacred artifacts bearing a diverse set of rules. This includes, for example, the ability to inflict an unspecified degree of misfortune on, or general bad luck on someone. Its exact form known only to the rule bearer. There is also the ability to leap over tall buildings, or say, the ability to sink into the ground and swim through it, vanishing from sight in an instant. The one place where the Wanderers do have something in common with another is in their rules, which tend to all fall into the categories of vagrant, vagabond, drifter, and the like. These rules give a certain focus to their rules, causing them to be used for things such as masking one's trail, preventing others from catching them. And their main area of use is the Arakawa neighborhood in Adachi Ward, which just so happens to overlap with the larger area under the Rule Makers' control. As a result, the Rule Makers have redoubled their efforts of late to round up and apprehend any Arakawa Wanderers members who resist them. They did the meme and they just disappeared. This hasn't gone according to plan for them, however, as the Wanderers have successfully led their pursuers on wild goose chases and still, impressively, remain at large. And so, to all of you in Arakawa Wanderers, I give my heartfelt thanks. Words cannot even properly express my gratitude. Pazuzu deeply bows as he addresses the crowd in the area on the border between Chiyoda and Chuo wards, slightly distanced from the site of recent conflicts. With your help, this man, our guild master, has been successfully rescued from the enemy's clutches. Hey, no be, Pazuzu. I'm just happy to be of help. That was quite an impressive showing, though, Gurengach. It was like we were able to swim through solid ground. Yeah, guess I never showed you my sacred artifact before that, huh?
Seems a little too friendly, if you ask me. Hey, wait! Haven't we met somewhere before? Like, a long time ago?
You don't remember my dear lizard? He's a student lifeguard at Tokyo Fire and Disaster Management University.
Tokyo Fire and... Huh? I don't remember that place at all. Where the hell is it?
Tokyo Fire University, for short. It's a place where prospective firefighters and lifeguards train to help preserve public order. They host the Anti-Biohazard and Anti-Terror Symposium, during which time we Ueno Academy students joined them for training. And you went with me to that, as part of the Biohazard Countermeasure Unit. You don't remember?
Oh, yeah. It's coming back to me now. Didn't one of the students get his butt kicked by one of the instructors?
Yeah, there are ads. Don't know what to do about it. Was that Raven Arthur? That probably was Raven Arthur.
That'll be butter.
Wait, this is a Gurengach talking. Now we bought her Ulan bought her for my year. He's always slacking off one way or another, so a teacher named Mr. Raven usually takes to pounding some sense into him. Still can't believe you're part of the Arakawa Wanderers, though, Gurengach. Really glad we exchanged contact info after that symposium.
Honestly, Pazuzu, I guess I shouldn't be surprised, though. I always had a thing for reptiles.
Oh, do I detect a note of jealousy? You're totally jealous. Admit it, my dear sweet lizard.
Who in their right mind would be jealous over you? I'll give you credit, though. Your lizard fetish totally saved Yuma this time. But tell me, Gurengach, if that is your real name, what's the Tokyo Fire U student doing all the way out here?
Well, one of the primary duties of an emergency service person is searching for missing people, dead or alive. I came here for that exact purpose. The man in question may be a slacker, but he's one of ours. Sadly, though, he's still missing. Ulaanbaatar's missing? While on the search, however, August frantically contacted me, and I came rushing over.
Huh? Hold up, I'm not sure I follow. Sorry, but that can that explanation wait? There's something I'd like to address first, if I may. It's about the item I brought with me, which you've kindly already had a look at.
Oh yes, that. I gave it a once-over while we were waiting for our guildmaster to wake up. August and Pazuzu proceed to take out the item in question and set it in front of the gathered crowd for all to see. It's my fucking arm!
An arm gripping sword? A tail wrapped around the sword. What?
So they see different things. Yuma and Hester look at each other. They both instinctively voiced what they saw at the exact same moment, yet the two descriptions are notably different.
Yuma? What are you even looking at? That's no worm. That's clearly lizard steel. Oh, but actually, looking a little closer, it might be a tentacle for my fearsome arch nemesis.
Exactly as I suspected. This object changes depending on who's observing it. Oh, okay, so even without the whole being of us, I guess they can still see our different forms. What he's probably saying is the Nameless Mist, or whatever we were from the old ones, the Exile. It's just as in forensic analysis requested by the Outlaws a few days ago, of a specimen left behind after a certain incident. This specimen is intrinsically linked with the hole it was taken from. Still alive, or at least of intermittent life status. We're going to see something different, as is the case for MC, so it checks out. Pazuzu strokes the severed limb, confirming it even has a pulse still, as he makes this shocking proclamation.
What is all this then? I want to know everything you can tell me about it.
The being to whom this extremity belongs presently exists somewhere beyond the dimension we occupy. Cool little. Who's that again? That's someone from Makuriki's world, but I don't know. Beyond our perception even, we know of only one other phenomenon like this that's been observed on a few occasions. Pazuzu, who serves as a specialist at the Ueno Academy Research Institute for Transient Biological Studies, adopts a more scholarly tone as he continues. It was very necessary that they read the entire thing out. When a transient loses their assigned role in this world, they vanish, leaving only their sacred artifact behind. Oh, I guess that checks out. A sacred artifact is an extension of a transient's body, so when one remains behind, it really is very similar to this. But according to Baugist here, this wasn't a transient, but a native of this world, a Tokyo White. And I've never heard of a native of this world losing their role before. It's unknown how such thing might manifest. My apologies. When I put all this into words, it must sound like absolute gibberish. No, trust me. That ain't the cat that got our tongue here. It's our guildmaster. The guildmaster of the LifeWonders. He's vanished too in the exact same way.
What?
Rest in peace, Sanzu. Mazda, a world resident belonging to the true Rule Makers, one of the three true guilds at the forefront of the game. After joining forces with Christine, the scales of this battle began to tip heavily in one direction. Beowulf and his contingent, who profess to be messengers of the other administrative guild, the Game Masters, are further and further suppressed.
Finally got the guts to show up here, entertainer. This all comes down to what you plan on doing with the trophy. With Arthur.
That's correct, Beowulf. Under the circumstances, it's plain to see that you're after his head. For with it, you could quite easily ensure the continuance of the game. Not much was made abundantly clear. This game in Tokyo, where supernatural rules from a variety of other worlds perpetually clash with one another, has one central tenet that governs and even overrides virtually every other rule, the majority rule, aka the master rule. Oh, Cthulhu Kulilo. It's so bizarre that his name is Kulilo. Representative of players from 23 compete in the game here in Tokyo for possession of the trophy. Each has different motives, different thoughts, different tactics to obtain them, making it nearly impossible to get the many guilds involved to see eye to eye and work together. But there is one way to reset the game and redo everything from the start, one surefire way to flip the table and remake the board. And that's to bring harm to the trophy. Should that happen, there will no longer be any reason for players in the current loop to keep fighting. The players will thus all come together, and a majority rule will show favor to the idea of proceeding to the next loop instead. Oh, okay, so our death does not necessarily entail that it would reset. It's just that, due to the rules of the game, people would rather game reset at that point since there's no reason to continue. Interesting. So it's not ingrained in the rules. The Oshiagi Game Masters, an administrative guild prioritizing the preservation of the game's framework above all else. No matter what facilities are destroyed or whose lives are ended, as long as a new loop is established, everything and everyone can be reset back to their original states. That is, therefore, the primary trick in their toolbox, and seems to be exactly what Beowulf is striving for on this occasion as well.
That's why you've chased the trophy off to some sort of purgatory where it's unclear whether he's even alive or dead. You used the administrative privilege of you entertainers to parade yourselves on to revoke him of his role, no? Even though we were forbidden from interfering. Isn't that right, Christine?
Doesn't seem to be quite the case. I thought it was Overlord who sent us to that role, not the entertainer directly.
Damn it! Your actions stand for themselves. They defy judgment. Worm?
Oh no, rest in peace, Worm. As the entertainers surround Beowulf, Worm suddenly disappears, leaving only its tail behind.
Worm, you covered me. We fight all the time, and yet you took the fall for me.
Your precious familiar has exited the stage just as the trophy did. Just as Aerithon did. Then again, they did what's called send. It wasn't before Overlord was even summoned. They did send several police officers to this in-between world, so it's probably, you know, actually the entertainer's doing. Our death is a common way of reset due to the agreement of not continuing that loop. Yeah, that was something that I didn't realize. I thought it was just ingrained in rules. If you die, it would just reset automatically, but no, it's just because everyone agreed to reset at that point. So it seems that every single time the game resets, and there's no strict rule on it other than the one rule of everyone wants it to reset. Just like during Azathoth's Dungeon Memories. So, Beowulf, you think you can go on? Or would you prefer? Suddenly, accompanied by a gust of wind, a figure appears at Beowulf's side, scoops him up, and sweeps him off into the sky. Seems like it's Raven Arthur. He got away? Did he? By way of another Game Master stooge, if I'm not mistaken. I actually don't know the Raven Arthur sense. Very nice art.
Hey, Raven! How many times have I told you not to interrupt my battles? I've had many opportunities to step away, and should have done so at any one of them. What were you even thinking? Are you some child who only get it through a thick head when you receive another spanking? Because that can be arranged. We're going to regroup at our portal, at Tokyo's Tower of Babel. Don't squirm. Just stay put in my arm till we get there, Beowulf.
I see. So maybe our Guildmaster too was lured out there and about to be spirited away himself.
Damn bastards! Do they think they can abduct our kid and get away with it? I'll teach them a thing or two. Huh? Oh wait, don't get the wrong idea, Yuma. I don't care one whit about humans, you understand?
He's blushing. Spanking. Okay. Is that one of Raven Arthur's, the one of the Raven that Oidan was looking for? I don't know who Oidan is.
We've been resisting the Rule Makers since the very start. But this is a first, to be certain. Be not only unable to escape, but also go missing on top of it.
Vanishing without a trace is one of our specialties. Regular check-ins with survivors have come to a stop too.
There's only one difference between them and now, and it's the alliance established by the Rule Makers.
Was the entertainers. So that's all entertainers doing.
I'm surprised Boogeyman's so willing to cooperate given how he seems more pacifistic in every other event.
It would seem that way, and it just might be the case. But the experience of the Asakusa's Guru's Guildmaster is related to this as well. And let's not forget about the Shinjuku Summoner's Guildmaster, of course. About Addison. It only stands to reason that the entertainers would be involved with an incident that leaves the abductee's life in the unknown nick.
Speaking of us, I had this thought recently about just like, if any of you watch One Piece, or even like fucking Attack on Titan, the episodes got like that. We're like constantly fucking abducted or put away in some sort of stasis where we're not separate from everyone else, and we just have to deal with it while everyone else does their own thing. It's kind of funny. Okay. So it seems we all have the same basic goal here then. That leaves the final decision up to you, dear Guildmaster. What should we do?
Pazuzu. Astur.
Don't hesitate, human. You've got Hester on your side, remember.
Thank you. Ueno Guild will fight. Beside Arakawa and Asakusa Guild.
So Asakusa being the outlaws? I don't know, the gurus rather. And Arakawa being the wanderers. As you wish, Guildmaster. And I guess our next stop is Yurukusho. Let's formalize this mega alliance of all our disparate guilds and rescue our respective guildmasters from this purgatory. From their purgatory. So it seems that Sansu might actually be somewhere with us. They haven't really given it a proper place yet. A proper name to that place, rather. Okay, so we are gonna... Ooh, that's a new guild. So we're gonna continue with Arakawa Guild, but however, let's go ahead and take a short break, 5 to 10 minutes. I'll be back to just maybe get some snacks, maybe wash up a bit. But yeah, I'll see you in a bit. Okay, be back. Take care, everyone. Okay, I'm back. Hopefully you guys didn't wait too long. Hopefully anyone who decided to take a break isn't missing out too much too. Should probably make a proper timer so it doesn't surprise anyone. Alright, Arakawa Award. Backstage, part 1. Oh, interesting. You actually play with your brothers the game. Interesting. August and his contingent are part of the Arakawa Wanderers, whose guild master is one of several to go missing. In fact, the entire reason August was contracted to infiltrate the Yokucho in the first place was to search for clues relating to this disappearance. Though it would be more accurate to say that the decision to search for the guildmaster stemmed from an extended period of no contract, making the disappearance more presumed than certain. The Wanderers do not have a portal, so regular check-ins are the only way to reliably confirm the safety and well-being of their members. And this lack of check-ins is particularly worrisome, given that the Arakawa Guildmaster has always been able to slip away from those rule makers who pursued him before. Yet despite the best search and rescue efforts of the guild's members, no trace of him could be found on this occasion. He was last seen by eyewitnesses near Yokucho in Kyoto Ward, but the trail goes cold from there. So at Tianzen's urging, the Wanderers members almost unanimously decided to join a mega-alliance of guilds. And the reasoning for this is simple, because, much in the same way, the Asakusa Guildmaster has gone missing too. Oh, okay. Well, it seems that Tianzen was keeping that fact hidden from the rest of his guild. Hello, the one Arakawa Guild members. This is Maria of Ayama Missionaries. How may I be of assistance?
The reckless old fool Tianzen has gone missing again. So I guess our guildmaster has disappeared too. Huh? I should introduce myself. Oh, right. This is acting guildmaster of the Asakusa Gurus. What assuming?
Acting guildmaster, that's his role, huh? Interesting.
Hello. Arakawa Wanderers guild members August and Gungachi here.
Ah, Yuma. Please do allow me to assist with the talking as well, if you would. The name's Pazuzu of the Ueno Beast Tamers. You may call me Mr. Pazuzu. Or Master, even. And so the collective members of Ayama, Asakusa, Ueno, and Arakawa guilds began to share the information they've all collected pertaining to the matters at hand.
So first, I think we need to discuss the large human exception of what spawned in the Yokucho. Christine of the Yokucho Entertainers referred to them as the ultimate exception, Solomon.
Oh, Solomon, the all-knowing.
That all seemed to be precisely what they're aiming for. Exactly according to the script, as it were. And then there was one other exception, appearing in step with the first. Regarded as the utopian proof of non-existence, it's known as the null exception, Overlord.
Oh, okay. So August seems to be quite in the know about this. Utopian proof of non-existence. What does that even mean? If anyone has any idea who Overlord is outside of Housamo, let me know, because this might be an actual reference to some fictional thing within science fiction. The other world of Utopia. So it's two exceptions spawned at once, yet distinctly separate from one another.
There seems to be three individuals associated with these ones. The first is a transient from the entertainers named Bigfoot. The second is a boy named Kirito. And the third is the Shinjuku Summoner Zone, Arison.
The Guildmaster of the Summoners. We Ayaman missionaries have a standing alliance with them.
Then, by extension, they are allies to us as well, given our shared commitment to the Mega Alliance of Guilds. Though it's only once our guildmaster has returned to the fold that we can make that official. I bring up these three names, however, because all three of them vanished before my eyes, Artisan included. Kirito and Bigfoot looked almost like they'd been inhaled,
into the overload exception? And Addison, I don't know. He just vanished. Guildmaster's sudden disappearance is truly a matter of utmost concern for the guild. We should inform the other summoners. Though of course we already have tried to contact them multiple times. Presently they are unreachable via the app. Their names no longer displayed in the app at all, in fact. No doubt to the alterations made by the Rokocho entertainers. When they're telling information, that's when ads appear. Sorry. Just to summarize, based on how much he missed, it was mostly just a summary of a bunch of guilds being formed because of missing guildmasters, starting with the Wanderers. They decided to team up with the Asakusa, Gurus, because apparently their guildmaster is missing too. We'll assume he's the acting guildmaster. And it seems now August is just recounting what he witnessed to them, and he's also confirming he'll be allies with the Summoners just because of the alliance that missionaries have with the Summoners. App display parameters are managed solely by administrators after all. Even the 3 true guilds cannot affect them. So what you're saying is, the Shinjuku Guildmaster is presently unreachable on multiple levels and on all fronts. No presence on the app means he can't be easily found, but also means he can't be targeted. So at least he's probably safe.
No, we can't even say that much for certain, given that there's enough this beyond upon disappearing.
True, we can't fight back with that. August holds a sword grip by the arm, tail, tendril, or whatever it may be up to the cameras so that everyone can get a clear look at it.
Is that a human arm? It's an angel wing!
Huh? Permit me to inform you of what we know to be fact from a biomedical standpoint. Whatever body part this may be, it is still alive, though not physically attached to a heart, blood yet pulses through it. What this means is, the person to whom this body part belongs still exists, but on a dimensional level beyond what we can see. There's much we still don't know, but we can say for certain that the entertainers are capable of making guildmasters disappear. They can attach and remove roles upon themselves and others at will, which even the 3 true guilds cannot accomplish. And they spawn exceptions in place of the missing. The question is, are the 2 acting reciprocally upon each other? They spawn exceptions in place of the missing. Well, I don't know about the Arakawa and Asasu's masters, but they did cause an exception between us, Kirito, and Bigfoot. Considering the stimuli of the stage once more, it's not unlike suddenly swapping out actors for their understudies. We should assume the very same thing occurred with Shinjuku Asakusa and Arakawa guildmasters alike. Attaching and removing roles, huh?
Well, just hold up a sec, Pazuzu. If they can really do that, then doesn't that mean that make them basically invincible?
Roles are key to invoking rules. If one should gain control over them, that person would become peerless almost by default. No, there should be a limit to this power. We Ueno Beast Tamers are all too familiar with that. What we should be asking first and foremost is, where have our guildmasters disappeared to? Is he insinuating because they study roles a lot and roles because of their whole Beast Tamer thing? Or no, that's not quite the right phrasing for the situation. It's more like, what space do their beings now occupy? I didn't realize Pazuzu would talk so much in this episode. I guess he's filling in the role of touring for this chapter. Because even when a living being turns to dust and returns to the soil, we can't justifiably say that they've disappeared, can we? Rather, the molecular particles they left behind have similarly rearranged themselves into a form we can no longer identify. It would be like claiming an actor who's removed their mask and stepped backstage has vanished without a trace. We may no longer be able to perceive them, but from the perspective of an all-seeing deity, they haven't gone anywhere. And by that same token, one cannot rightfully say an actor who's chosen to play a different part has forfeit
the role of actor. If it seems as though they have, perhaps it's simply that we're looking in the wrong place. I've received the reports from the UNO Beast Tamers, and I've been pondering this matter for quite some time. There are a number of examples of transients who've passed on from Tokyo after seeing their roles through to completion.
Call me when you need me. I'll be your right-hand man again.
So this is something that's a bit ambiguous because they don't talk about too much, but it does seem like it's very important. After resolving an exception, almost without fail, these dudes who are weakest, they just like they do this and then they desummon. Not because they're killed or something. I mean, sometimes they're killed, but more times than not, it's just because they fulfilled whatever their role is. The reason why they're summoned in the first place. And I guess in lore, they come back again, but you know, maybe only if you resummon them through the either transit stones. I don't know. So it's a bit odd.
Farewell, my fallen angel Shaitan. Cry out in the loudest voice you can muster the name of your spouse, the name of the dragon with whom you work to create the whole of the world. I am Elfion, a dragon who will love you eternally, come whatever may.
Those transients all undoubtedly fulfilled the tasks they wished to accomplish here in Tokyo and returned to their homeworlds. But those of us who are native to this world are not afforded such a luxury, for there is no home awaiting us but Tokyo. Therefore, I cannot help but think that the disappearance of Arthanuis, August, may be related.
So you believe he didn't go anywhere then? That he's still in Yurukacho?
I mean, technically we are summoned too. Are they saying that we are summoned from this weirdo purgatory world? You know, the same thing could have happened to the other guildmasters too, come to think of it. I guess they're all natives. Is it a rule that they have to be native to Tokyo to be a guildmaster? It's not, right? But it just seems to me that happens to be the case. For like all the guilds, let's see. Summoners, yes. Rule Makers, yes. Who's Rule Makers? I don't know who Rule Makers is. But Tycoons, yes. Missionaries, yes. Berserkers, yes. Outlaws is Ellie, so kind of yes, I think. And agents. Do you even know agents? I don't know, but essentially, it seems like every single guild that we've met for the most, they're just native straight up to Tokyo. But yeah, I guess the three true guilds are also native to Tokyo. The three geniuses, that is. If to borrow a turn of phrase from our beast tamers rep here, they've lost their roles and slipped backstage. Indeed, all the entertainers can handle is what's on stage. Their efforts amount to little more than stage dressing. Your administrative privileges extend only inasmuch as they can be used to make the game more exciting and dynamic. Despite knowing this, come back with your tail between your legs after being toyed with by the likes of Christine. It seems to me more that you got so caught up in the heat of battle, your actual mission fell by the wayside, Beowulf.
Oh, Canadas! I'll not hear such condescension from someone who was taken down by the invaders of all people.
Oh yeah, I guess she's back to normal. Overlord's name might come from a story called Childhood's End, where an alien, the Overlords, basically take over Earth and makes a utopia human and helps them evolve, but loses identity and cultures. I'm not entirely sure how that relates to proof of non-existence, but at the very least, it does seem to be related to what's called some sort of cataclysmic feature. The Yurukusho Entertainers Guildmaster, Oscar. Is it true that he is the traitor responsible?
Well, it seems so. The Yurukusho folks are all on the same exact page. You don't see an organization like that without a guildmaster.
I was talking mad shit for someone who got mugged by the most forgettable Genji. I'm pretty sure that was the only thing that Yoshu even did. Shit fucked Alice, and then he did literally nothing else the entire time. He tried, but he just was not strong enough. Childhood sent by Arthur C. Clarke. Burns reference, by the way. Interesting.
Okay, then that's pretty much confirms that that's directly Overlord. I don't see how it's related to proof of non-existence though. But yeah, there's usually some direct reference to the authors, I believe, when it comes to Isaac and Curran and Bertro.
So as it stands, the top brass of the Game Masters have kindly exited this Yorkshire stage for the moment. Therefore, if we were to abide by the script, I say it's about time we moved on to the next act, wouldn't you?
And if they're thinking about their actions as parts played on stage, then they must be following a script, and we need to see it. We need to determine why each guildmaster was targeted, and who better to answer that question than the guildmaster. Are they planning to... The Rikisho Entertainer's Guildmaster. If we capture someone who knows the script, we recover our missing companions. Okay, here's the plan, finally. Not just running around with our legs tail between our legs. We'll focus on searching for Labe's contingent, and you focus on searching for the missing guildmasters. Sounds like a plan?
Bueno, Beastamers agrees. Everyone else? If you'll permit me to serve as acting guildmaster for the LifeWonders, then we too are in agreement.
Okay, so Bargist has the very honorable role of being the acting guildmaster. This is we only knew Maria as the acting one, and now suddenly we have a bunch of acting ones. And then the first order of business is to tackle the not so insignificant problem of locating the Yorkshire Guildmaster. The portals belonging to the Yorkshire Entertainers are known, their sphere of influence being clearly visible on the app. Despite having administrative privileges, it seems that much they simply are not permitted to hide.
Based on what I was able to confirm when infiltrating their ranks, they control as many as 26 possible portal locations.
That's weird, the entertainers have the ability to change roles, but not their own. Okay. Their portals include theaters, cinemas, amusement facilities, and other places, such places within their jurisdiction. Yeah, his relevance is increasing. I mean, he's definitely been represented this entire time. Gordon Gotch is like kind of the only one. Kusha making some break appearances. We need to determine which of these portals locations house their guildmaster, presuming he's stationed at a portal, of course. Once the portal has been entered, the names of all adversarial app users therein will be displayed. But since the fight will be on the enemy's home turf, they will always have a distinct advantage. And snaking in, then getting out safely, is probably the most difficult task of all.
You can leave that to us, LifeWonders. I dare say we have just the right counter to that particular advantage. Alright, it's time for some counterinsurgency. Let's make some waves, people.
Also, on Childhood's End, human children minds merges in a single mass group consciousness, just like in Chapter 13. Huh. Sounds like plagiarism from Isaac's idea. Okay, Backstage Part 2. We have a battle. It is in a tall map, and it features Christine, well, and some other entertainer fuckos. Enthusiast and flying guy. What's his name? Barong. And we are playing as... Why are they level seated? And also 69. I don't understand why they're level seated. That's so bizarre. Actually, they're not even level seated now you think about it. They're just like they're passing their level cap. Okay. They don't give a shit about it. Well, I don't really remember their cuts too much, but it looks like he doesn't have his base Evo for Stigma, I believe. So he's gonna be shit no matter what. Work August. That's gonna be scripted either way. They didn't bother translating the updated chart, I'm sure, so whatever. 3-star Husha could still be good, maybe. It's crit on all squares on even turns. He doesn't do anything on odd turns, so. And Gurren Gotch doesn't have his all-range bestowal, which is for the better, honestly. I'll just make it so that they'll take damage if they hit us. No place to go home to. Or maybe there was never a home to begin with. Or perhaps there was, but it's lost its luster. One or all of these reasons results in an exodus to Tokyo. Hey, it's Ote and Seymour. And Hermes and Bungachi. Those who have no place to call their own form bonds with one another and group together to become the Arakawa Wanderers. But those who've left their homes won't be finding a final place of residence here, even with all the opportunities the city has to offer. The reason being, this is the role they've been given. And this person is the very model of what it means to belong to the Wanderers Guild. This is the transient named Kusha, otherwise known as the stray dog of the Arakawa Wanderers. Back in the mountains of his hometown, Kusha and his erstwhile companion were once heralded as the top hunter and dog team around. When seeked on prey, Kusha's leap was so high and his pounce so fast that he was oft likened to lightning. No target could ever hope to keep pace. Though life was simple back then, he knew no greater happiness than the days he spent in those mountains. He often wished those days could go on forever. Very dashing. Well, as a bloodhound, I'm sure he has to be. But the fleeting whims of infatuation, the likes of which we all experience from time to time, would prove all it takes to put an end to that era. It all started when Kusha's companion fell in love at first sight with a mountain spirit. But the coin that is love soon flipped to hate, and his companion was left stranded by his lover. And this in turn separated him from Kusha. In Tesh, there is no feature of the land more sacred than a mountain. Mountains are said to be places from where all things scatter and come tumbling down. A mere bloodhound cannot hope to stand against a spirit so grand, and so Kusha lost his dear companion, with whom he'd lived all his best days. Still too basic for you? I mean, honestly, his design is kind of sharp enough. It's just like the cooler Seth. But I do think this backstory is kind of necessary. Every time there's like a fucking backstory and main story, you know it's not important. They're not going to talk about it. They're going to have their episode. They're going to have a backstory, and then it's not going to be relevant at all to the rest at all. So, you know, this, you can just like tune out at the point. Unless you care about it, in which case, pay attention. This is when a dog who could pounce like lightning lost his dream too. He began to resent the very notion of love. When he turned his back on his hometown, he put it behind him. He threw it away like an old worn-out chew toy. Licking his wounds, he came to Tokyo, where all forms of love were welcome. It's a melting pot of individuals from different worlds and different species, each bearing their own roles and loving one another as they see fit. If you love mountains, that's fine. But to Kusha, this ideal, this freedom to love, comes across as a cruel joke. For Kusha, whose heart is still chained to his past, this new city is no easy place to make a life for oneself. Yet this bitterness he harbors proves to be a lure for him, attracting other passerby who've grown wary of city life. Was that my... Okay, a bunch of mobs. Apparently he just sleeps around with every mob. I don't know who the first one was with the sword, though. Was that a fencer? Ain't no way he slept with fencer. Ain't no way he's got that game. Every day he spends unwittingly giving his love to others, and every night he spends sleeping in a different bed. Then in the morning, before his companion wakes, he slips out and leaves that bed behind for something new. He now lives out each day coveting and indulging in the very cycle of love and desire he purports to despise, as if in perpetual state of self-deprecation. He is out there to catch them all the STDs. Gotta catch them all. Okay, in the peak of the cycle, when he was really being degenerate and taking multiple at the same time, on a well-worn basketball court tucked away in the corner of the city, Kusha jumps into a street basketball game, and the sound of his dribbling can be heard throughout the echoing throughout the neighborhood. He feints left and right with a graceful arc and unyielding immediacy of lightning, calling to mind his proud old days back in Tesh.
all the while approaching the rusted goal until he slams dunks triumphantly. Kush has found a new dream here in the city, and it's with basketball that he'll see it fed. Let's strive to jump higher than anyone else ever has. The dream that died that day now lives on once more. Yeah, he's a couch surfer, that's what it says in his bio. Granted, it still has yet to take shape, but the thrill of trying to make it into pass is like a soul-cleansing self-affirmation. Today, once again, Kusha sends a triumphant post-match selfie to his friends via the app, with benefits. These regular bits of contact with the outside world serve to him as proof of the bond he shares with his friends, and to his friends as proof that he's still out there and doing okay. After he snuck out in the middle of the night. Tokyo is an idyllic melting pot of many different kinds of love, yet Kusha detests the very concept of love itself, though he still has yet to determine whether he loves or hates as Tokyo. Yet regardless of which it is, he's come to live a rich, fulfilling life here in the city. Cool beans, Kusha. How's that related to the story, though? A city that presently perches precariously on the precipice of collapse. Actually, I'm pretty sure I saw some fucking... some of those troopers was who he slept with. He really slept with a robot. That's pretty kinky. Are they like... do they have that programmed in their bodies? That's kind of funny. All I can do here is watch. Maria, August, everyone. Arthur. Kusha now stands in Yurikucho where his Aviko wanderer friends, and where the Guildmaster himself have mysteriously vanished. There, as if they already knew he was coming, a large contingent of enemies stand in his path. Their forces consist of entertainers and rule makers alike, representing an alliance between two extraordinarily powerful guilds. And yet...
Alright, it's party time!
let's make some sparks fly! Oh, he really got Motosumi and Kakutsuchi quite quickly. First step in! The Asakusa Gurus, along with the companions they recruited along the way, take Yurikucho by storm. Remember, there's no need to fight beyond your means. If you can merely cause a commotion, that alone will be more than enough. The enemy forces are drawn and held at bay by another alliance of two guilds, the Gurus and Missionaries. That's nice that the Gurus and Missionaries are actually acting now. They're completely in the defensive and like running away the entire time from the previous chapter, and it seems they're actually acting here. And you know, I feel like they didn't really get a chance to shine, despite that being the Ryota's chapter where it's associated. I mean, as we saw with the Warmongers, it was like the Berserkers' time to shine entirely, and they had their own dungeon and everything. But with the Missionaries, it was kind of like immediately split between the Tycoons and the Missionaries. Which in a way is nice because it also means that it's not just going to be completely symmetrical between all three guilds to those two guilds. Granted, I do miss the Tycoons. I'm sure we'll get that in chapter 15. Okay, but some of the troopers look, yeah, I guess so. The enemy forces are drawn and held at bay by another alliance of two guilds, the Gurus and the Missionaries. Tokyo is where we set our roots, eking out a respectable life through sheer tenacity. Tokyo is a city where all forms of love are welcome, but that doesn't mean it's free from fighting. It doesn't mean it's free from pain. Whenever any two people meet, both heaven and hell will always be born betwixt them. There's no such thing as perfect paradise with everything that goes exactly as everyone wishes. Yet despite all that, I do not believe it is acceptable to allow others to treat me, nor anyone else, however they please. We are here! This is our city too! Our Tokyo! Spot on, Guildmaster Mania! You're finally on her side after all this time of being such fucking bitches and betraying her in her chapter. Maria advances into the heart of Yurikucho, where the angels who once abandoned her now standing firmly, resolutely by her side. Fucking finally, jeez. Redeem yourselves. Show that you guys can, those words forgiving you guys. She uses her vines to bind the Yurikucho soldiers while also creating clear escape paths for her captured comrades. Pursuers from Yurikucho who escaped the combined wraths of the Gurus and Missionaries tried to block this path, but to no avail. He feints left and right with a graceful arc and unyielding immediacy of lightning, calling to mind his proud old days back in Kitesh.
Nothing on display from the fourth panel either. 22 to go. No choice but to check them all off the list one by one. The world is but a ball bound in chains. Swiftly, nimbly leap above it. Paradise and damnation. Just as this call-out boasts, Kusha lifts swiftly and nimbly over all obstacles in his way, bouncing from building to building. The angels have an authority kink. Maybe. He's the quintessential Arakawa wanderer in this moment, with their guild known far and wide for not allowing any others to halt their momentum nor catch their tails. I'm a bit worried about the Angels Legion still. It's probably not relevant to the rest of the story, but still, you know, it's like... She was acting Guildmaster before, and they completely disrespected that sort of sense of authority. Now that she's proper Guildmaster, I still don't know if they'll respect it or not, because, you know, it seems like they only respect it just because Gabriel is there, but the moment Arslan, who's gone right now, and Gabriel also disappeared, then who knows if they'll still stick with her. I do wish they could prove themselves in another case like that. Yo, Brian, welcome. We are just continuing with the story, second episode before today's stream. It is the quintessential Arakawa wanderer in this moment, who, with their guild known far and wide for not allowing any others to halt their momentum nor catch the tails. The scars covering his body serve as a sacred artifact, and he shines as brightly as lightning as he evades capture, leaping as high in the air as a bird in flight. You're already on chapter 13, are you? Okay, well, thank you for joining. Bye! In terms of, we maybe shouldn't be saying chapter 14. I mean, it's not major spoilers, honestly. It's just like, you know, chapter 13, Invaders, obviously they're going to be defeated since you already know there's both 2 more chapters on the Rule Makers at this point. But, still, you might be a bit lost with some of the information that was given from chapter 13. Just a tiny bit. It doesn't refer too much to it so far. Israel seems to sees him bound past both heaven and hell, both paradise and damnation, in one single glorious leap. The speed of his movements is so extreme it defies calculation, and so too does Kusha himself defy all those who might attempt to categorize him. You want to see the last ending, please? For chapter 13? Well, quickly read it then. No one can predict where he will go next. He meanders like lightning. It feels so good to leap higher than anyone else. Well, high and mighty playwright. Is this still all proceeding as scripted? Loki observes the surprise attack from the Mega Lions of the guilds on his screen and decides to take his shot. My dear man, there is no such thing as a production that never deviates from the script even once. Oscar retorts with a hearty laugh, though as he is wearing his mask, his true expression remains hidden. Even in the same show, with the same script, one day's performance will always vary from the next. Indeed, the strongest force in this world is the whim of fate. No attempt to control that can ever truly succeed. He got Oscar? Wow, lucky bitch. Seriously, he's like one of the best characters in the game. Is chapter 15 the end of post mode? No, it's not, but it is the current chapter that's being concurrently released right now, so, you know. Supposedly, if we're following a pattern here, chapter 16 is probably going to be the end, not of host mode, but at the very least the book. Maybe then of host mode, probably not, but it's because the first 8 chapters was its own sort of book or, you know, saga, and chapters 9 to 16 most likely will be its own as well. Yeah, chapter 15 is not even fully released yet, it's just being sequentially released. Two who were never meant to meet can meet by happenstance, become smitten with one another, and forge a bond. Yet despite that, nay, because of that, the show remains interesting. It's the most joyous feeling in the world. Even should it bring about my ruination, I hope never to be deprived of this pleasure. As he says this, Oscar turns towards Loki and gives a cheeky little wink. Don't give me those eyes, you little... You're liable to pop out, and I promise you, nobody wants that. Do watch closely, though. With my literary genius, I can account for even the most inopportune of interruptions. Things have really gotten exciting, huh? Let's say we join the party too, newbie. Baron grins widely, having just returned from the Rikisho and Chiyoda Ward from Asakusa and Saitord, turning Chuo Ward along the way. Try to imitate the voice of protagonist number 4. That would be... I think that would be the twink, maybe. No thanks. Barong, I don't... Torso is a gacha game, so, you know, of course there's gonna be planning ahead of time, but there's no way they planned everything from chapter 1 from the beginning, right? So I'm sure they work out the script, have some important plot details they want to reach, but then as new characters are designed and new things, new plot points arise from the moment, then they need to all account for those and combine them all at the same time. It gets a bit problematic within, like, chapters, like, 9 to, what's called, 11-ish? Or 12 in terms of they just give a whole bunch of new plot points that they don't resolve, but it's eventually resolved. But yeah, essentially, I'm sure parts of it are planned, and but not everything. We're just going by patterns essentially. It's chapter 16 because the first 8 parts, next 8 parts. It's quite alright. You can go wherever you choose to. Just remember, the stage you wish to reach remains set in place. Hey, after all the chapters finished, what are you going to do? That's a good question, and I'm not going to think about that because that's a very uncomfortable question. So I'll just I'll pretend it's never going to end and I'm going to die before this game ends. Have you come to understand what kind of story this is for you? What it is you wish to show others? How do you wish to charm them? To whom do you wish to dedicate your starring performance? I hear that Live a Hero might be translated, though I don't know how legitimate those rumors were, but it seems like multiple people were in accordance with those rumors, so I'll probably check that out at some point too. If I like it, then I'll continue it. There's no guarantee though. Enthusiasts can't quite find an answer to Barong's loaded yet extremely matter-of-fact line of questions. Oh, by all means, my dear guests. Take whichever seat offers the best view of the stage. What characters do you think are the strongest? There's a handful of them. Of course, individually they're not the strongest, but in the right teams they are considered the strongest. You got Oscar, right? Oscar's like fucking busted because just instant board wipes everything with like bare minimal effort. There's like not any other unit that can do that without difficult setup. So congrats on getting Oscar 5. I hope you mean Oscar 5. Since Oscar 3, I mean he's still strong, but you need a ton of buffs to make up for it. There's also Oz, his variant, that is. Just check out my shorts if you want some reviews and some ideas of who's good and who's not. It was in Oz plans for 2024. Oh no, it's too soon. No, I'm not ready. For now, I bid you adieu. See you after the show. Christine bows deeply as Solomon turns his back to her and departs for some unknown destination. We too shall be headed for the next suitable spot. Ah, Supreme Judge Ahura Mazda. I, Officer Nobumichi Genpachi Unakai, shall escort you. Are you certain? Weren't you on Horace's payroll? I was, yes. And I gave all my heart and soul to doing right by him. But if my superiors and rule makers have arrived at a decision, I'm duty-bound to abide by it. Where's the protagonist for? Why do you keep choosing protagonist for it? Just choose it within your own thing. I picked protagonist 5. But yeah, he's in his own realm right now. As you see later on in the later chapters, it becomes less about us being the main actor and more about the people surrounding us who are doing the things while we're in some sort of purgatory area or locked up in some place. Nobumichi finishes this proclamation with a cheery grin and a salute, presented with the same mannerism and the same reverence that he'd shown Horace previously. I have always admired your loyalty. Shall we be going, then? Actually, Supreme Judge Ahura Mazda, would it be alright if I asked to where exactly? To pay our respects to our dear allies, of course. We're off to see the Guildmaster of the Yorkshire Entertainers. I've arrived at the next portal. 3 more to go. When the chase goes, Ari, there's always the option to ambush, no? Arriving at the portal, Kusha is met by Christine and some members of the Entertainers Guild. You're outnumbered 3-1, so what will you do, Kusha of the Wanderers? Not so fast, Christine. I'm sorry to tell you, it's 3-3.
Kusha was kind enough to flash like lightning and draw your gaze while we hid in the shadows. And then as you gave chase, we gave chase to you in kind, we did. Never underestimate the Arakawa Wanderers. We are second to none when it comes to chasing and being chased alike. Now, go, Kusha! We can take it from there.
My Cockney accent is kind of shit lately. Like, if I look it up directly from the IP chat, it's been a while. I forget if that's like stun movement on his restore. He does good. So how do we want to do this? We're just going to bestow crit to both of these guys, and we're going to give them advantage. So... do your thing. Do this. And we can't really get too far ahead, so we'll just keep on slowly and progressively moving forward like this. And both of them can't attack, unfortunately. We're gonna have... oh, I guess, or I guess, whatever. Something good.
僕は君と一緒で楽しかったよ。
All range 2. Backstage part 3. This will be the final part for today. What will happen in the last chapter? I am not a psychic. I don't know what to tell you.
I may have fallen back when I was outnumbered, but I brought friends this time, so the outcome promises to be very different. Now go, Kursa. We can take it from there. You shall not pass. Sorry for the wait, Wanderers. I am here. Finally.
Is that Harvey in chat spamming the heart button for Yuma?
It's you. MP? Why are you here?
There he is. The chance encounter was someone he once knew, having seen him many times across the underground idol stage and the audience seating. Aw. Coming in fan. Hey Joe, welcome! Glad to see you after all these years. The shock of this unexpected reunion leaves both Amdusias and Ryuma frozen in place for a moment. I don't know what's going on, but I'm not going to miss this opportunity. Kusha takes advantage of this momentary pause in the action to make him escape, leaping off towards his next destination.
Our aim was never to fight you here. So just as my friend Kusha did, you're free to make your getaway as well, Christine. We won't hold you up.
Hey, Titan! And others. Oh, they're getting pushed back. The Mega Alliance of Guilds pushes its way through the tight space of the York Show, surrounded on all sides by bustle and chaos. As Bogus stated, their aim is not to fight, but to spark further chaos upon Yorkshire streets, and also to seize the moment and keep the Yorkshire Guildmaster in check, creating a space for negotiation where both sides are on equal footing.
The next portal is a lost one. The Entertainer's Guildmaster is sure to be there.
Ah, you were actually about to fall asleep even though you're hanging out with your friends at the moment. Decided to stop by. Oh, okay. Well, I hope you have fun with your friends. In many ways, more than one. Whatever it is, have fun with them. Yes, you may breed like a rabbit. I give you my permission.
Well. Looks like your little hiding spot hasn't snuffed out.
Are you going to tuck your tail between your legs and run? Well, are you, Joe? Are you going to tuck your tails and run and not try to pull for Loki? With a big smile on his face, Loki condescendingly teases the Yorkshire Guildmaster, Oscar.
Of course not. What do you take me for? We're entertainers, aren't we?
Also, what are the chances that they check every single fucking portal but they're in the last one?
If the production calls for it, I shall gladly take the stage myself. I witnessed you spirit away the Shinjuku Summoners Guildmaster. So tell me, what's become of my Guildmaster? And what about the Asakusa Guru's Guildmaster? Did you do the same to them?
In response to this direct question from August from the LifeWonders, Christine of the Yorkshire Entertainers gives little more than a silent nod of affirmation.
Then permit us to do to you the very same. After all, turnabout is fair play, innit? We shall take your Guildmaster and get every last detail we can from him as to what in blazes is going on.
You are quick-witted, Barghest, must admit. But aren't you forgetting one thing?
And what might that be?
That we didn't just take the Summoners Guildmaster, we substituted another in his place. This Barg accent, I don't know what to tell you. He actually straight up is fucking like that. I mean, that's not the best Cockney accent, but I think I did it much better during Valentine Time Slip, but then it's like, I didn't really review how Cockney accent sounds like ever since then. So what can you do? There's like 10 million characters in this game, okay? You can't be expected to voice everything perfectly. It's at this moment that Barghest, or more precisely, all those present, stop whatever they're doing at the direct gaze up to the sky.
You will cease this conflict.
Ooh. What did they mean by this? Irish or Scottish accent? I would say, I don't know, mix of both, I don't know. I'm going more for a Shrek, like Irish accent, I guess, I don't know. Something that's more tangible than true Irish. Or legible, rather.
The hell is this pressure about? It ain't messing around. Come here, goose pimply.
The mere presence of Solomon adds a heaviness to the air. The difference in hierarchy between him and everyone else is as palpable as rain or snow. Friends and enemies alike within the Yurika show, and every transient from all 23 worlds, are immediately frozen stiff in his presence. The Yurika Show Entertainers channel is live streaming everything, and what viewers see when they tune in is almost beyond belief. This voice, and that face! There's no mistaking it either. This is someone you've come to know very, very well.
What's going on?
His mere presence leaves everyone unable to move their hands and unable to look away. I have no choice but to acknowledge the majesty of the figure, like it or not. To Barghest, it feels as though no matter where he may run, he'll still be in the palm of this being's hand. This is Lord Solomon, who has long been watching over Tokyo from beyond.
Solomon?
Yes, it's father, alright. It's really him! I believe the figure you saw in Yuriko is most likely the Solomon I know. After hearing details from Barghest and the mysterious figure who appeared in your place when you vanished, Gabrielle asserts its identity to Barghest with hesitancy, yet also confidence.
Solomon? I feel as though I've heard that name before.
Gabrielle collects her thoughts for a moment, then begins recounting a legend from her homeworld. It tells of an idealized metropolis ruled over by a man, who, though human, was gifted an omniscience beyond that of even the gods. Despite possessing a rule that would afford him the control over not just demons, but angels as well, he never truly exercised its power. For he was all-knowing, meaning he was aware of everything that had ever happened anywhere in the world, as well as everything that was yet to come to pass. With the gift so thoroughly unsuited to the human mind, Solomon simply did nothing but stare at the city he built, watching events unfold before him without intervening. The thing is, Barghest, this story continues. For all that's said of how idealized this city was, it eventually just collapsed and was never seen or heard from again. But legend has it A millennial kingdom surpassing even Solomon's ideal metropolis will one day appear somewhere in the world. And it'll be popular not just with angels and demons, but robots, former rulers, cyborgs, and spirits all living together. So is this the utopia world that Overlord created? Doctor Connection?
Pardon the interruption, but Gabriel, are you not just describing modern Tokyo? Well then, as troop leader and dramatist alike, there's much for me to take care of during this pivotal interlude. Oh, and just where are you sneaking off to, Oscar? Tucking in that tail and scampering away after all, are we? Oh, you wound me, dear Loki. Heaven forfend I ever stoop to such sulking. I'm merely popping my head backstage for a moment to give my regards. After all, whosoever may come to see our production should be assured a genuinely good time is had. If I can't provide even the toughest audience with the best possible experience, I'm not fit to represent the entertainers. While on the way, I leave you in charge of the front of the house, Loki. See to it that any guests who come around are well taken care of. Well, and just like that, we've actually got some guests. This is not who I expected. I thought it would be Kusha. It's our allies from the Yorukucho. The Rule Makers have arrived. And I guess since I'm now proxy for the Yorukucho Guildmaster, it's up to me to give them a nice, warm welcome. Mr. Mononobe, is that really him? Damn it, you can't hear me. Wait, Harrison, someone approaches. How the fuck did he get here? Okay, I believe I read in his fucking research profile that he's able to switch out rules whenever he wants, or roles rather. So does this mean he's also able to throw out his own role? I thought that was like not allowed due to administrative privileges, but maybe because that's just a part and parcel of his sacred artifact ability, it's a bit different. Well now, welcome backstage. Nice to meet you. Is perhaps the best place to start. How does it feel to be a spectator? To only be able to watch? That seems a suitable first question for you. Wait, are you? The entire fruit basket showed up. Yeah, he do be fruity. Oh, do try to keep that fire out of your eyes, lest I become hypnotized by it and fall for you. Allow me to formally introduce myself. I am Oscar, dramatist and guildmaster of the Yorukucho Entertainers. Alright, we eating good, boys. Suddenly your eyes are burning because of another character you didn't get. Look, Joe, characters that you want to have. Skip them. Alright, the next one we're not going to do today. Wow, there was only 2 hours? Jeez. Good thing I'm doing 2 parts at once, not just like one episode a day. But yeah, we'll be covering this tomorrow, as well as the episode after. That song would be good for this, actually. No, not Miss Stream. Calvin's clown personalities. That was from the first set. All right. Where is it? Very important replay appropriate music for this. There it is. Well, what do you know? It's this song. So, that's it for today's playthrough. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed what you saw. Sorry for any flubbed accents or voices I couldn't remember. I feel like I remembered most of them. But yeah, what we saw today to recap, and also what I thought about it. So, in the previous one, it was just about the Guild Alliance stuff starting up and trying to party up with everyone. But it seems like it's coming to fruition mostly within these past 2 episodes, with Saksa and what's called
Saksa, I don't know, the gurus and the missionaries, the Aoyama and the Buena Beast Tamers, and the Wanderers, I believe, who are from, I forget what they're from. All of them have combined teams, forces together, and have now actually taken the offense and trying to flush out Oscar, who kind of just like dipped and went to a completely inaccessible place. So I think that plan just went alright now that we think about it. That's a bit awkward. Well, we have Quantum, so maybe we'll be fine. A dog that should be home should not be an entertainer. Should be a horse, should not be an entertainer. I'm not sure which dog you're referring to. Oh, you're talking about Amdusius. Yeah, it's a bit odd. His entire existence is a bit odd. But it's also not too relevant. It seems like it's mostly just a personal character building thing between him and Yuma. But yeah, it seems we got a lot of info dump from Pazuzu the entire time, but we have a solid plan of attack, or at least this guild alliance does. And we still don't know what Horse's deal is. It seems that he was fighting Ahuramazu at some point. I don't know if he actually lost against him, but we don't see him anymore. And it seems that his own contingent is doing his own thing with holding down Labe's contingent. That rescue seems to have been put on hold for now, though. Or really, some other group is handling it. Also, Typhon's in place, so that's very cool. I'm still sad that it's 5-star. Oh well. But yeah, it seems that we're still expecting for most, but we're finally interacting. Also, Solomon is, unlike his backstory, he's actually, for the first time ever, he delivered some sort of command of true omnipotence. So, pretty intimidating stuff. I'm surprised that they even brought out Solomon at all during this chapter. You know, considering we didn't even get the third box containing Mononobe's memories, it is surprising that someone's coming here straight up. So I guess, you know, I like it when they switch up the orders, so it doesn't seem as predictable as possible. Just like with the missionaries taking a different role in this case than the Berserkers, for example, or even the Tycoons who are MIA. Hopefully we'll see more of them in chapter 15. But yeah, my thoughts on it, yeah, pretty good. You know, there's not too much has happened. It's more like just actually putting some momentum, because I feel like in yesterday's episode not much happened. But really, it's mostly exposition. In this one, we actually have a solid plan now. We'll see if that works out, though. Kusha's entire story was like, no one cares. But yeah, that's it for today's stream. So for tomorrow, I'll be covering the next two episodes, which should be episodes 7 and 8. And yeah, that's pretty much it, I guess. Well, that's all for now, kitties. Catch you next time.